On January 15th, 1947, a woman's body was found in Leimert Park, Los Angeles. Her body was cut in half. This shocking murder got a lot of attention and many people were arrested, but no one was proven guilty. The case is still a mystery. That morning, a woman named Betty Bersinger was walking with her little daughter. She saw something on the ground and thought it was a store mannequin, but when she got closer, she realized it was a real body. Scared, she ran to a nearby house and called the police. The body had no blood and it looked like someone had washed it. The woman's face had deep cuts from her mouth to her ears, making a scary smile. There were also cuts on her body and some flesh was missing. The lower part of her body was placed a little away from the upper part, and her intestines were put neatly under her. Near the body, police found a cement bag with blood inside. A doctor checked the body and said the woman had blue eyes and brown hair. Her wrists and ankles had marks, showing she had been tied up. She was also hit hard on the head, which may have killed her. A few days later, someone called the newspaper and said he was the killer. He said he was worried that the news was not true. The next day, a package arrived at the newspaper office. It had the woman's ID cards, photos, and an address book with the name Mark Hansen. Hansen, who knew the woman, was arrested but later released because there was no proof. Over the years, more than 50 people said that they did the murder, but none of them was really guilty. They just wanted attention. The woman was buried in Mountain View Cemetery in Oakland, California, but her murder is still a mystery. Christian and Leah were two sisters working as maids for a rich family in France. They started working in 1926 in the house of Mr. Lancelin, his wife, and their daughter. The sisters worked very hard but were paid little. Their boss was very strict and sometimes hurt them. They worked long hours and had very little free time. The sisters were very quiet and only talked to each other. They worked in the house for 7 years. One night in February 1933, something terrible happened. Mrs. Lancelin and her daughter went out but did not come home. Mrs. Lancelin waited but got worried. He went home to check and found the house dark and locked. He called the police. When they opened the door, they saw something shocking. Mrs. Lancelin and her daughter were lying on the floor, badly hurt. Their faces were destroyed and their eyes were missing. The police went upstairs and found Christian and Leah in bed, very calm. A bloody hammer was next to them. When police asked what happened, Christian said it was them or us. Christian said their boss got angry when the power went out. She hit the sisters, so Christian fought back. She hit Mrs. Lancelin. When her daughter tried to help, Christian shouted, "I will tear them apart." Leah helped Christian. Christian attacked the daughter and pulled out her eyes. One eye was under her and the other was on the stairs. Leah attacked Mrs. Lancelin while Christian shouted, "Smash her head, take out her eyes." They also used a knife and a hammer. The police took the sisters to prison. When they were part, Christian got very upset. Some people thought the sisters killed because they were treated badly. Others thought they were mentally ill. At their trial, the court learned the sisters had a very hard childhood. Their father hurt them, and their older sister became a nun to escape. Christian and Leah grew up in different homes before becoming mates. The court said they were guilty. Christian got the death sentence, but later it changed to life in prison. Leah got 10 years in prison. Christian became very sad in prison. She stopped eating and died in 1937. Leah behaved well in prison and was released after 8 years. She changed her name and worked again. Some say she died in 1972, but others say she lived under a fake name until 2001.